The year 2026 has reached the tipping point of information. We are drowning in an ocean of disposable content, where social media posts evaporate in minutes and text generated by generic artificial intelligence floods the internet with a predictable mediocrity. In this landscape of absolute noise, the value of a simple post has dropped to zero, but the value of real, documented, and deep authority has skyrocketed. If you want to be heard, if you want to consolidate your position as the ultimate reference in your niche and dominate the market, you need a book. However, the brutal truth that no one admits is that the traditional model of writing, the one that requires you to isolate yourself for 2 years, fight against creative blocks, and stare at a blank page until your eyes burn, is dead. You are a leader, a strategist, a visionary. Your time is your most expensive asset, and it is far too valuable to be wasted on the manual labor of typing. This is where the Smith book system enters to implode the old concept of authorship and inaugurate a new era. We are not a publisher, and we are not a common question and answer chatbot. We are the world's most advanced neural engineering engine, specifically designed to transform the knowledge already inside your head into a high-resolution manuscript in record time. The fatal mistake of many professionals in 2026 is trying to use generic AI tools to write books. The result is invariably a shallow, rhythmless, and soulless text that looks more like an instruction manual than a work of authority. This happens because common AIs lack a sense of narrative arc or long-term structural integrity. They lose the thread of the story after just a few pages. The Smith book system was developed to solve exactly that. Our neural architecture doesn't just limit itself to predicting the next word. It processes the complex logic of your thought. Through our proprietary semantic extraction technology, we eliminate the keyboard from the equation. You can feed the system with audio from lectures, voice memos recorded during the day, meeting transcripts, or rough bulleted notes. The engine decodes your intellectual DNA, captures your unique metaphors, and preserves your specific tone of voice. The final manuscript doesn't sound like a robot trying to imitate a human. It sounds like the most articulate, polished, and brilliant version of yourself. You deliver your raw truth, and our technology delivers the architecture of authority. Before a single paragraph is generated, the system executes what we call the high-resolution blueprint. In the Smith book system, a table of contents is not just a list of titles. It is an interconnected architectural project, similar to the floor plan of a skyscraper. The system checks for logical gaps, adjusts the reading pace, and ensures that every argument is strategically positioned to convince, educate, and engage the reader from start to finish. In this phase, you assume your rightful role, that of the architect and creative director. You don't need to worry about grammar or sentence construction yet. You are governing the content. You move blocks of knowledge, insert social proof, add personal stories, and adjust the narrative direction while the machine handles the heavy masonry of the words. When you press the final generation button, you aren't just hoping the text will be good. You are executing an engineering plan that has already been structurally validated. This process allows a professional 200-page manuscript to be finished in about 10 days, a feat that would take years in the traditional model. But the Smith book system revolution goes far beyond the printed text. In our ecosystem, author sovereignty is absolute and non-negotiable. You retain 100% of the intellectual property, all copyrights, and all profits generated by the work. We are your elite technological arm, the digital ghostwriter that never sleeps and never loses the beat. And in 2026, your book is much more than a simple volume on a shelf. It is the ultimate source code for your personal brand or your business. With the manuscript generated by our system, you have in your hands the solid foundation for an entire year of massive digital presence. From the book, You automatically extract video scripts for YouTube, hundreds of high-performance posts for social media, structured modules for online courses, and the basis for international keynotes. You do the deep work of thinking only once, and the system allows you to multiply that effort infinitely. The era of the struggling author, who procrastinates and leaves their best projects shelved for lack of time, has come to an end. Today's market does not belong to those who write the slowest, but to the architects of ideas who know how to use technology to scale their impact and their voice. Your knowledge is your greatest competitive advantage, but it only becomes a real asset when it is documented, packaged, and distributed. Do not allow your legacy to remain trapped in unfinished drafts or promises of one day I'll write it. The world is hungry for clarity and authority, and the engine to put your vision on paper is ready and at your disposal. The Smith Book system is the bridge between your mind and the world. Access the portal, validate your structure, offload your knowledge, and see how simple it is to transform decades of experience into a global authority asset. Stop being a slave to the keyboard and become the master of your own narrative. Smith Book System. Stop writing, start architecting. Your legacy begins now.